Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. Happy Takeover Woman Empire Group by me, Candace Lee Doucette, meal prep coach and independent epicure consultant / leader. And I'm going to be as short and sweet as I possibly can with this demo because I know we're all really busy entrepreneurs. So here we go. So I actually have ribs marinating in the fridge with our delicious barbecue and rib seasonings. So to go with it, I'm actually going to make some Queso Blanco mashed potatoes and a few sides. So I've got potatoes chopped up because I'm sure you didn't really want to watch me chop potatoes in our round steamer, and then I'm just going to put them in the microwave. And that's it. Literally super easy to make potatoes without having to be slaving over the stove and having it on and all that heat. So that's that. So then I will actually make up our Queso Blanco. This will also go in the microwave, and then I'll just mix the two together. The recipe says for like butter and jalapenos and other cheese and stuff like that, but since I try to minimize the amount of cheese or dairy we have, I will not put all those in because this will be creamy enough as it is. So I actually used oat milk instead, but you can totally use regular milk or even water actually, so that's perfectly fine. And then normally when you make the Queso Blanco, you put in some like pepper jack cheese or jalapenos and cheddar or something, and then it makes it the gooey heat that you like. So to compensate that, I'm actually going to put in our ancho lime seasoning to give it the little extra heat, and it's put in as little or as much as you want. Okay, so that's good to go. Once the potatoes are out, I can throw this in, and I just usually do about a minute at a time and stir, and then until it gets the thickness that we need. So that's that done. Let's move on to actually pulling out vegetables from the fridge because I forgot to do that. Okay, so next is some salsa. This is just using our polka picante, so super simple. This is our cool ceramic knife. It chops up soft vegetables really nicely. So I don't recommend on hard unless you're carefully cutting, because if you go down with a point, you will break it. It is ceramic. It does stay sharp for 2 years, so that is the awesome part. So there we go. So I'm just going to cut up a couple of tomatoes, yes, I said the right word, tomatoes. And then I'm going to put in a bit of lime juice and our polka picante. At this point in time, you could totally switch it up, add in some different vegetables. You could put this in with some mangoes, papayas if you wanted. The polka picante is awesome, not just for making salsa, but for like putting on your eggs, putting in anything pretty much. So there it is. That's our polka picante. And so literally that's in here is onions, sea salt, garlic, chilies, spices, cayenne pepper, jalapeno, and chives. That's it. And so literally you just put a couple tablespoons, depending on how hot you like it, and let it marry, and then you got that. So as I said, I'm going to totally squish in my lime. This is our cool 2-1 lime press. Put it in upside down to get the most of your lime, and then mix it up, and that's it. Just let it marinate away, and then it can totally go. If you want, you could have squashed it, whatever, anything like that. But anyway, that's our salsa. So there we go, done. Simple, simple, simple. All right, switch this over. Now I actually want to make some avocado, cucumber, tomato salad, I guess is the right word. This is one of my favorites. You can totally make it with some dairy as well. I think the usual recipe is cottage cheese or something. Obviously, again, I don't put that in there. I just use a lot of avocado to kind of compensate that. And I won't put the full tomato in just because, again, something I stay away from is a lot of red stuff because it does affect migraine. So that's the whole thing about knowing your triggers. So I'm not really great with like peppers and tomatoes and things like that. So those things I tend to stay away from. Anyway, if you have questions about Epicure at any point in time, or me, or anything like that, feel free to ask it. And if you're coming in later, just hit the replay button, and then just state or ask your questions, or DM me, right? If you want to hear more about what's going on, what the specials are, how Epicure can help you directly, how I can help you directly if you are looking to you know, add meal prep and planning into your life, and you need just a one-on-one, a quick chat, maybe just to get some tips down. I do offer that as a service as well. But anyway, back to Epicure, right? So if you're looking for some quick meal solutions, you're looking to figure out what's for dinner without all the fuss, that's kind of where we come in. Everything is super clean, gluten-free, nut-free, no MSG, no artificial flavors or anything like that. And for me, the big piece is the sodium. That is a big factor of my migraines for me, is trying to control the amount of sodium that I get. And since a lot of store-bought sauces, spices, you name it, food has a lot of sodium already in it, actually has a lot of dairy, has a lot of gluten, has like MSG, has artificial things that we just don't need, is in there. So that is why I use Epicure. And that's kind of how this all started, was just that I had migraines, and my way of trying to solve it was having to go back to the basics. And the basics for me was removing things like excess dairy, excess sodium, excess alcohol, excess red meat, things like that, and trying to just kind of balancing it all out. And what I realized is the more I ate at home, obviously the better I got, until the point that I pretty much don't have migraines, which is super awesome. It took some diligent with meal prep and planning, which is why I offer that as a service to help you figure out how to do it your way without people telling you how to do it your way. Just you figuring it out yourself with me kind of helping you along the way, and that's that. So yeah, it was basically looking at something like our broth, which is like 80 milligrams of sodium compared to what's out there. Again, if you even look at our Queso Blanco for making your own salsa, it's literally 80 milligrams of sodium as well in here, which is pretty rockin'. And then you can totally make your own salad dressings. You can totally make your own quick stir fries, like sweet and sour, or beef and broccoli, or anything like that. And most of our meals are all like 20 minutes or less. And that's the whole thing, is to get in and out of the kitchen and enjoy whatever it is that's going on in your life. All right, let's take a quick gander at our potatoes. All right, so there, that's only 8 minutes because I just wanted to make sure, because I didn't put in as much as they requested. Actually, they're pretty soft. There we go, 8 minutes. So now I'm gonna put in the Queso Blanco for a minute and smush up potatoes. And I'm just using our meat separator, but if you have a potato masher, you can use that too. So there you go. Or if you're someone who just likes it to be as smooth as possible, mash it up as much as you can, and then get your whip around your beater out, and use that to get it as smooth as you'd like. But there you go, right? Super soft, and it was just 8 minutes. Nothing needed. All right, so that's that. Okay, oops. Ah! Or be like me, toss things on the ground. Back. We'll just use this. All right, so there are lots of specials that are actually happening this month in August. Our Epic Life collection is back with an extra 10% off. So normally it is $15 just for normal everyday scenarios because it's a collection, right? So that way, so an extra 10% is pretty cool. And that's because we're going to start our new challenge in September on the 12th. And what it means is basically for 90 days, you're in a group, you're being supported, you're getting tips and tricks on how to get meal plan and prepping working for you. You can use our guide and follow along. There is always raffles and games and things happening, and there's always like exercise movement options. Like there's so much stuff in there. So if that's something that you're interested, feel free to hit me up and we can chat more about what it's all about and how you can navigate through all that. If you're maybe just wanting to maybe stock up on Epicure and get a full kit at a really good discount, or maybe you want to clean out your pantry and get all yummy clean stuff. Maybe you know someone who's going off to college who can use this. Maybe you know someone who just moved into their new home and could use a full set. So it literally comes with our broth, our marinara, lemon dilly, 3 onion, all of our staples to kind of get you started with the guide, and obviously everybody else included with that. So that's pretty cool. So that's on sale. Here we go. See, it's getting thicker by the second 1 minute, and that personally looks thick enough for what we're doing. So that's it. Now let's mix it in with the potatoes. Obviously, if you put in some cheese, it would be gooier. Yeah, gooier, I guess is the word I really want to use. Okay, so there we go. So I'll just mix it up, finish mashing it, and there is our Queso Blanco ancho lime mashed potatoes, ready to go for when we go to eat our ribs. And so at this point in time, you could totally add in a little bit of our better than bacon topper. This is vegan. I will do it later because Victor is not into this one, so I'll put it only on mine, but you can totally put this one in. It's vegan bacon bits, so it's actually made with pinto beans, sunflower oil, salt, yeast extract, and tortilla yeast, and natural smoke flavor. But they're so delicious. I love this, and I put this on everything, which will actually go into here when I get around to finishing my avocado salad as well. And just to continue, so that's potatoes. I've got salsa. I'm just finishing the avocado cucumber salad, which I'm gonna actually just make a dressing to go with that. So a little bit of our creamy ranch, a little bit of our guacamole, and nacho cheese with some I will put in some mayo, but I will put it in, like I'll thin it out, is basically what I mean. So this is I use vegan mayo, and then I'll just use a little bit of water. And I'll mix that up, and that will go on top, or mixed in to the avocado, cucumber, and tomato. If you know of Epicure, you probably know of like the kick dip that we had a little while ago. This is a similar concept. I just don't do well with onions, so again, I stay away from them. So minimal as I can. Anyway, check it out. See if it needs something. Needs a little more of the creamy ranch. And that's it. And then of course, as I said, I will definitely put in the bacon topper. So we don't measure the bacon topper, we just put the bacon topper in because it's that delicious. Okay. This is where I make a lot of mess. So if you're in my kitchen ever, you will see this. All right. So a whole bunch of our new dressing that we just made. Mix it up with the avocado and the cucumber and tomato. So there we go. If you need it a little saltier because of the cucumber and tomato, just go ahead and add salt. I will do it as I feel necessary, just because I do tend to try to stay away from putting too much excess salt in. So there we go. So that is the avocado. Cucumber salad, that is our salsa, and then our Queso Blanco mashed potatoes. And there we go. So there you go, less than 15 minutes, or 15 minutes I think I'm at. So there we go, 15 minutes of me making 3 sides to go with our barbecue ribs that we're gonna have later. So there's still gonna be some more posts coming talking about new recipes that we have, new seasonings, more about the specials, about hosting. If you're curious about how to get a lot of this for free, there is like literally 2 ways. One, you can host, you can have a class. I can either have you over, or we can go to your place, or we can go like this, live on social media. And you share how you make it easy for you to do cooking and meal prep and all that in the kitchen with Epicure, and get a little bonus with that. So we share as a partnership on that. So that's hosting. If you want to know more, feel free to reach out. If you are interested in seeing how you can actually make some money off of Epicure, like I do, not just with spices, but with actual, like, I don't get paid in spices, I get paid with cash every Friday for all the sales that I do, just by sharing how much I love Epicure and how I love meal prep, and how I love not having migraines, and I love how not spending all my time in the kitchen. And I share that in my group, and I share that obviously everywhere else with you privately if you want. So if you want to know more about that, feel free to reach out. There's a special this month for joining. You actually get a very cool saute pan. I love this pan. I do just about everything in it. So if you want to know more about all that and what you get in your kit, feel free to reach out. I'd love to have a one-on-one with you. And no pressure. All we're gonna do is chat. So chat with me, we see how it goes, and we go from there. Otherwise, you can just purchase. So if you're interested in just grabbing a couple items and giving them a try because you're new to Epicure, feel free to listen along and see what I'm posting, but grab a few items, give them a try. We totally have a guarantee on everything as well. So, all right, I'm off with live, but I will be definitely sharing more and being available for anyone who might have any questions or comments. Oh, and remember, if you comment, post, like, or whatever, we'll get into my engagement raffle, which I will raffle everybody's name off on Sunday. So you have until then to get involved here and ask me questions, post, like, and everything, and get a chance to try some of this on me. Otherwise, thank you, Mish. Thank you, everyone. And yeah, let me know what you're thinking and how hungry you are.